The golden rays of the morning sun bathed the verdant hills of Karnataka, where the Hoysala Empire flourished in the early 12th century. At the heart of this majestic kingdom stood Dwarasamudra, the imperial capital, resplendent with its palaces, temples, and bustling marketplaces. The Hoysala dynasty, under King Vishnuvardhana, was at its zenith, carving its legacy in stone and vela. Among the many tales of this grand era, none was more captivating than the story of Queen Shanthala and her journey alongside Vishnuvardhana, a tale of devotion, ambition, and the eternal clash of spiritual ideals. Shanthala, born to the chieftain of a small Jain principality, was a prodigy of grace and intellect. Her beauty was only surpassed by her artistic talents, particularly her mastery of Bharatanatyam and classical music. At a young age, her fame reached the royal courts, earning her an invitation to perform before King Vishnuvardhana himself. When she danced in the grand hall of the Hoysala palace, time seemed to stand still. Her movements, fluid as a river and precise as the strokes of a master sculptor, mesmerized the audience. But it was the king who was most entranced. Tall, broad-shouldered, and with the air of a warrior, Vishnuvardhana watched her with an intensity that spoke volumes. The performance ended to thunderous applause, but for Vishnuvardhana, it marked the beginning of an obsession. He resolved to make Shanthala his queen. When Vishnuvardhana's emissaries arrived at Shanthala's home, her father was filled with both pride and apprehension. A union with the Hoysala king was a great honor, but their Jain faith dictated a life of simplicity and detachment. Shanthala, however, saw the proposal as an opportunity. She believed she could use her position to protect and promote her faith while contributing to the greater good of the kingdom. In a grand ceremony, Shanthala married Vishnuvardhana and entered the royal palace as queen. Though she embraced her new role, she remained deeply rooted in her Jain beliefs. This often placed her at odds with the king, who was gradually gravitating towards Vaishnavism under the influence of the philosopher Saint Ramanujacharya. Vishnuvardhana was a man of vision. His military conquests expanded the Hoysala kingdom, and his patronage of art and architecture birthed wonders like the Chennakesava temple at Belur. Yet, beneath his ambition lay a spiritual struggle. Guided by Ramanujacharya, the king converted to Vaishnavism, seeing it as a path that aligned with his vision of uniting his diverse kingdom. Shanthala, however, remained a devout follower of Jainism. She practiced ahimsa, non-violence, fasted diligently, and supported the construction of Jain basadas temples. Her unwavering faith was both a source of strength and friction in their relationship. "Why must we argue over faith, my queen?" Vishnuvardhana asked one evening, as they stood on the palace balcony overlooking the city. "Are we not both striving for the divine, though by different paths?" Shanthala smiled softly. "True, my king. But as long as there are swords drawn in the name of faith, my heart will bleed. Ahimsa is my way, just as Dharma is yours." Their debates were frequent, but respectful, rooted in love and mutual admiration. Shanthala's influence ensured that Jainism continued to thrive, even as Vaishnavism gained prominence under the king's patronage. The making of Belur. Vishnuvardhana's greatest ambition was to immortalize his reign through art and architecture. He commissioned the Chennakesava temple at Belur, a masterpiece dedicated to Lord Vishnu. Shanthala, though reluctant at first, grew to appreciate the artistic grandeur of the project. She often visited the site, her presence inspiring the artisans and sculptors. It is said that some of the carvings in the temple were modeled after her, capturing her elegance and grace for eternity. Though the temple was a Vaishnavite shrine, Shanthala ensured that Jain motifs were subtly incorporated, symbolizing the coexistence of their beliefs. Despite their differences, Shanthala and Vishnuvardhana shared a deep bond. However, their love was tested when political intrigues arose. The neighboring Chola and Chalukya kingdoms viewed the Hoysala rise with suspicion, and alliances were fragile. Some advisors whispered against Shanthala, claiming her Jain affiliations made her sympathetic to rival factions. Vishnuvardhana dismissed such rumors, but they planted a seed of doubt. Shanthala, aware of the whispers, was heartbroken but remained steadfast. In a gesture of loyalty, she led a diplomatic mission to pacify a rebellious province, using her charisma and wisdom to restore peace without bloodshed. When she returned, Vishnuvardhana greeted her with open arms. "You have proven not only your loyalty, but also your greatness," he said. "You are the heart of this kingdom, Shanthala." As the years passed, Shanthala faced increasing pressure from factions within the court to produce a male heir. Despite her efforts, the royal couple remained childless. This personal sorrow was compounded by the political implications of their situation. The court's whispers turned into demands. Some accused Shanthala of prioritizing her artistic pursuits over her royal duties. Hurt but resolute, she continued her dance and music, seeing them as offerings to the divine. Vishnuvardhana stood by her, defending her integrity and contributions to the kingdom. In a gesture of profound devotion and sacrifice, Shanthala decided to undertake a Jain practice of salakana, a ritual fasting unto death, to seek divine intervention for the kingdom's prosperity. Vishnuvardhana was devastated but respected her resolve. The loss of Shanthala left an indelible void in his life, yet her legacy lived on in the cultural and spiritual fabric of the kingdom. Vishnuvardhana's reign continued, marked by further military victories and architectural achievements. Yet, his heart remained with Shanthala. The Chennakesava temple stood as a testament to their shared vision, a harmonious blend of artistry, faith, and love. Shanthala's name became synonymous with grace and resilience, inspiring generations of women in the Hoysala kingdom. Her ability to transcend religious boundaries and her dedication to the arts left an enduring legacy that outlived her time. For Vishnuvardhana, the memory of Shanthala was a guiding light. Every stone carved, every temple built, and every poem recited in his court bore the imprint of their union. Together, they shaped an era that celebrated the confluence of power and poetry, ambition and artistry.